Alrighty, so we're up to episode 5 of Lower Decks. I like this one. It was a cute little thing, you know. You see Boimler's girlfriend, and actually, in its own twisted way, how much Mariner actually kind of cares for the weird little nerd. We also, for those keeping track of past references, we might have seen a picture of the Cedo, the ship she was on previously. There may have been Dark Dowsworth, but there's, looks like an Olympus class ship that was docked there. And we get to see the old uniform, old as the gray shoulder, black jacket, colored undershirt type thing. And Mariner, as she was the first time she was an ensign, apparently all parked at DS9 in Quarks, and things go weird, but. And the little stroke, rivalry going there between Tendi and Rutherford for doing the diagnostic thing, and that's and also the guy who's trying to swap them for him to get onto the Cerritos, because he can't handle the pressure of being on a ship that does these all important things. He wanted a simpler life on a ship like the Cerritos. Doesn't do anything. I think there's a nice little flip side. Those who don't want the life on the bright lights of Starfleet, where you're exploring and discovering things. But I think that this is a good character building moment for Mariner and Boimler there, and also explain why Boimler was naked in the thing. It's like, well, he was about ready to get laid, So yeah, it's stupid. It's but it's supposed to be a comedy. You got to get something stupid in there to get the comedy going. Okay. Comedy doesn't work on plausibility, okay? You gotta go a little weird. And it's like Andy Sugar said, it's good. And that's good enough. Because I think we're letting the perfect be the enemy of the good. Because it's not hitting all the crossing all the T's and the I's, and it's showing great fealty to Star Trek. It's like it's good, okay? It's fine. It's alright. It doesn't have to be. It's like the Mandalorian. It keeps going back to the Mandalorian as a similar thing, example with Star Wars. It's good enough. It's a step in the right direction. Let's embrace it and encourage this, okay? Soundly reject Kurtzman and stuff that he is actually responsible for, Discovery and Picard. But when something happens that is actually a step in the right direction, we need to encourage this. I mean, it's doing its own little thing in the midst of all this, okay? The fact that it's in the midst of all this is why it's being condemned. It sucks, it's not... It's like, no, it doesn't, really. It's a goofy little comedy set in Star Trek, okay? About life in the back lane, okay? So, yeah, it's just... Again, I throw it back to Doomcock. When are we going to say that, send them a signal that this is more of what we want? In the sense of proper prime Star Trek. If you're holding out for perfection, we're never going to get it. You got to send out some kind of signal that this is more of what we want. And the criticism of the material itself, yeah, the season 1's already shot. Make it for season 2 before they tighten it up. But as far as, yeah, this is more like it, Something that's actually set within proper Star Trek. That doesn't make a hash of everything, Because I think one of the thing of why all the references is to show that, yes, they are cognizant of it, they're aware of it, and they're not contradicting it. They know the material, and they know to look up stuff, where to look it up to. It's not just being to look up names. It's looking up the context of it. Knowing what you're looking up. I mean, my man's enough of a fan, he can rattle this stuff off, and he has a general idea of what he can't rattle off at the top of his head. It's like, wasn't there an episode like this? Looked at, okay, yeah, there, So we need to stop bashing this thing over the head, because it's not perfect Star Trek. It doesn't have to be perfect Star Trek. But it's proper Star Trek. It's a step in the right direction. That's why this show needs to be encouraged and embraced. Because it's a step in the right direction as opposed to the other crap that Kurtzman is churning out. And again, it's why the Mandalorian needs to be embraced. Even with all the Baby Yoda thing, it's a step in the right direction. It's away from, Kathleen Kennedy and her crap. It's the exact same thing. So I encourage fellow members of the Fandom Menace to rethink your approach on this. This show ain't that bad. And that's enough. That it's not that bad. We got to start somewhere, damn it. Come on. So with that, PayPal, Patreon, subscribe star down below, and we'll talk at you later.